Hello, dear English learners. Have you ever laughed so hard without hearing a single word? Have you ever watched someone who made you smile just by his face and actions? Today, we're going to explore the amazing and funny story of a man who did just that. His name is Mr. Bean. But wait, Mr. Bean is not his real name. The man behind the funny face is called Rowan Atkinson. He is one of the most famous comedy actors in the world. He made millions of people laugh without speaking much. Just with his body language, his silly moves, and his strange expressions, he created a character we will never forget. In this story, you will learn how a quiet and shy boy from England became a global superstar. You'll discover how he used his weakness to become strong. And you'll understand why people from every country, from India to Brazil, from Pakistan to Japan, still love Mr. Bean today. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to like the video, write your favorite part in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. Let's begin this fun journey together. Rowan Atkinson was born on January 6, 1955, in a small town called Consett in England. He was the youngest of four brothers. His father was a farmer, and the family lived a simple life in the countryside. As a child, Rowan was very shy. He didn't talk much. He didn't play with many children. He liked being alone. Some people thought he was strange. But Rowan wasn't sad. He was just different. One thing made him special: his face. Rowan had a very unique face. When he looked surprised or scared, it was so funny that people laughed immediately. Even when he didn't say anything, his face could tell a whole story. His eyes, his mouth, his eyebrows, they all helped him express feelings without words. In school, Rowan wasn't very popular. He had trouble speaking clearly. He had something called a stutter. It means he sometimes repeated words or couldn't finish sentences easily. This made him nervous. He didn't want to talk in front of the class. He was afraid people would laugh at him. But instead of giving up, Rowan found a different way to express himself: through acting. As Rowan grew older, his love for silence and observation continued. But something started to change. He began to find joy in performing little acts in front of the mirror. He liked watching how his face could change. He would make funny expressions, strange voices, and even pretend to be different people, all by himself. When he went to high school, he still didn't have many friends. He was quiet and kept to himself. But he was also very smart. He loved science, especially electricity and engineering. Everyone thought he would become a scientist. Rowan got accepted to Newcastle University, where he studied electrical engineering. Yes, Mr. Bean was almost an engineer. He was brilliant in his studies. But during university, something unexpected happened. He joined a drama club. At first, he didn't speak much in the group. He was shy, and his stutter was still a problem. But one day, he performed a short silent comedy, and everyone laughed so hard. They didn't need to hear his words. His face, his body movements, his timing, it was perfect. People said, "This guy is a natural comedian." That moment changed everything. Rowan realized he could make people laugh without even talking. He discovered that his silence was his power. After graduating, he went to Oxford University for a master's degree. There, he met other people who loved acting and comedy. He started writing short skits and funny characters. One of those characters was a strange man with a suit, a red tie, and a silly face. Yes, Mr. Bean was born here. In the early 1980s, Rowan Atkinson was working on different comedy shows in England. He was slowly becoming known for his smart humor and strange characters. But he wanted to do something different, something that no one had done before. He remembered the silent comedians of the past, like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton. These men made people laugh without saying a word. Rowan thought, why not create a modern silent character? Someone funny, but also a little strange. So he created Mr. Bean. A grown man who acts like a child, doesn't understand normal life, and always finds himself in trouble. Mr. Bean doesn't talk much. Instead, he makes faces, uses body language, and gets into silly situations that are both funny and awkward. In 1990, the first Mr. Bean TV episode was shown in the UK. It was a big hit. Millions of people watched and laughed. They had never seen anything like this. Rowan became a star overnight. Mr. Bean didn't need language. People in any country, whether they spoke English or not, could understand and enjoy him. That's why the show quickly became popular around the world. There were only 14 original episodes, but each one was full of unforgettable moments. Mr. Bean falling asleep in church, going to the dentist, cheating on an exam, or getting dressed in his car. Every episode showed his strange way of solving everyday problems in the most ridiculous ways. And of course, people loved Teddy, his little brown stuffed bear, who was his best friend. Mr. Bean had arrived, and he was here to stay. After the huge success of the TV show, Mr. Bean became a global icon. His face was known in more than 190 countries. Children, parents, and even grandparents loved him. It was comedy that everyone could enjoy, clean, funny, and timeless. Rowan started making Mr. Bean movies. In 1997, the first film, Bean, the ultimate disaster movie, came out. It showed Mr. Bean going to America and causing chaos in a famous art museum. The film was a huge success and made millions of dollars. In 2007, the second movie, Mr. Bean's Holiday, was released. This time, Mr. Bean went to France for a vacation, but of course, nothing went as planned. From missing trains to dancing in the street to accidentally entering a film festival, the movie was full of classic Mr. Bean moments. In addition to movies, there was also a Mr. Bean animated series. This cartoon version became super popular among kids. It kept the same style, no talking, just actions, sounds, and silly ideas. Rowan Atkinson even provided the voice and sound effects. Mr. Bean was now everywhere, on TV, in movies, cartoons, YouTube, and even video games. His episodes were watched billions of times online. People dressed like him at costume parties. His yellow Mini Cooper car and the way he locked it with a chain became iconic. But behind the funny face, Rowan Atkinson was still a quiet and smart man. He didn't like fame very much. He lived a private life and rarely gave interviews. He once said, "Mr. Bean is like a child in a grown man's body. He's selfish, simple, and lovable. But he is not me. He's just a part of me." While the world was laughing at Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson was living a very different life behind the scenes. In real life, he was a quiet, intelligent, and very private man. He didn't like interviews or big public events. He once said he felt more comfortable behind a character than as himself. Rowan loved cars. Not just any cars, fast, powerful, and expensive ones. He collected luxury cars like McLaren, Aston Martin, and Bentley. He even wrote articles for car magazines and joined car racing events. Once, he crashed his McLaren F1 but survived without serious injury and repaired the car for over £900,000. He said that driving helped him relax and feel alive. In his personal life, Rowan got married in 1990 to Sunetra Sastry, a makeup artist he met while working for the BBC. They had 2 children together, Benjamin and Lily. For many years, they lived a peaceful life away from the cameras. But in 2015, after 25 years of marriage, Rowan and Sunetra got divorced. Later, he started dating a younger actress named Louise Ford, and in 2017, they had a daughter together. Even though people knew him best as Mr. Bean, Rowan didn't want to be stuck in that one role. He explored other characters, especially in the Johnny English movie series. In those films, he played a silly secret agent who thinks he's a genius but often creates more problems than he solves. These movies were full of action, gadgets, and funny disasters, and they were loved by audiences around the world. But Rowan wanted to be taken seriously too. He played the role of Maigret, a serious detective in a French crime drama. This character was quiet, thoughtful, and emotional. It was very different from Mr. Bean. Many people were surprised to see Rowan in this new light, and they respected him even more. Rowan proved that he was not just a clown, he was a true actor. He could make people laugh, but he could also make them think and feel. His life showed that being successful doesn't mean being loud or popular all the time. Sometimes, the quiet ones have the strongest voices, not through words, but through creativity, dedication, and passion. Even though the last original Mr. Bean episode was made in 1995, the character never truly went away. Mr. Bean became one of the most famous comedy characters in history. His funny face, strange voice, and silly actions were remembered and loved by millions, even decades later. The animated version of Mr. Bean, which started in 2002, introduced him to a whole new generation of children. This cartoon kept the same style: no talking, just funny sounds, clever situations, and of course, Mr. Bean's famous teddy bear. Rowan Atkinson himself provided the character's voice and sounds to keep the spirit of the original alive. By 2020, Mr. Bean had been seen by billions of people across the globe. His shows were translated into dozens of languages, from Europe to Asia, from Africa to South America. Mr. Bean was a name that everyone knew. Schools started using Mr. Bean videos in English classes. Why? Because even without words, learners could understand what was happening. They learned expressions, body language, emotions, and even some simple vocabulary from the environment shown in the episodes. Teachers loved using Mr. Bean as a tool to teach in a fun and visual way. Beyond education, Mr. Bean became part of pop culture. His yellow Mini Cooper with the black hood became iconic. People made memes, parodies, and even statues of him. He was invited to big global events, like the London 2012 Olympics, where he performed live in front of the whole world, playing the piano with just one finger and making everyone laugh again. But even as Mr. Bean became a global legend, Rowan Atkinson stayed humble. He said he was proud of Mr. Bean but didn't want to overuse him. He believed that comedy should stay fresh and not become boring. In 2022, Rowan returned with a new Netflix series called Man vs. Bee. It wasn't exactly Mr. Bean, but it felt very similar. He played a man fighting a tiny bee inside a fancy house. There were no deep conversations, just crazy situations, funny disasters, and that classic Rowan style of acting. Once again, the world was reminded of the genius of visual comedy. So, what is the legacy of Mr. Bean? It's not just about laughs. It's about imagination. It's about finding joy in the smallest things. And most of all, it's about showing that laughter has no language. Mr. Bean taught us that you don't need fancy words to be funny. You don't need to speak to be understood. You just need to be yourself, think outside the box, and have the courage to be different. What makes Mr. Bean so powerful? He doesn't speak much. He doesn't wear a superhero costume. He doesn't save the world. He just lives a simple life, with simple problems, and makes us laugh every single time. Rowan Atkinson created something magical, a character who doesn't need words to connect with people. Mr. Bean speaks through his eyes, his hands, and his funny little walk. He reminds us that sometimes silence is more powerful than words. Many people laughed at Mr. Bean, but if you look closely, you can also learn from him. You learn that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be quiet. It's okay to fail and try again. You don't need to be perfect, just be yourself. Mr. Bean teaches us that mistakes can be funny and that life is better with a smile. Rowan Atkinson once said in an interview, "I think the main reason people like Mr. Bean is because they can see a little bit of themselves in him." And it's true. We all have clumsy moments. We all feel awkward sometimes. Mr. Bean shows us that we're not alone, that we can laugh at ourselves and move on. Even after all these years, people still watch, share, and love Mr. Bean. He is part of childhood memories, family movie nights, and lessons in classrooms all around the globe. He is not just a TV character, he is a global icon, a legend, and a reminder that true comedy never dies. If you enjoyed this story and learned something new in simple English, don't forget to give this post a big like, share it with your friends and family. Subscribe to our channel for more easy, fun, and inspiring English stories. And remember, be silly, be brave, be kind, and never stop laughing. Thank you for joining us in the story of Mr. Bean, the man who spoke to the whole world without saying a word.